Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is month 2. That looks like 4, but it's actually 2. Month 2 for me on Roaccutane. If you haven't watched my previous video, I did a month 1 summary. So this would be month 2. So keep watching if you want to know what happened to me in month 2 on Roaccutane. I just want to do a summary of my dermatologist appointment this month. So my derm actually wanted to up my dose to 60 for month 2, but because of the side effects I was having straight away and because of the breakout I had in month 1, she wasn't able to up my dose this time. So in my dermatologist appointment, we agreed that I would take 30 milligrams again for month 2. She also gave me a prescription of steroids in case I had another breakout. This was just for in case I had a serious breakout, probably worse than what happened to me in month 1, which I did end up taking toward the end of the month, but I'll get there when we talk about that. She also prescribed me Dianet, the pill, because this was the pill I was on for 8 years and it worked for me, it worked for my skin. So she said it may help my skin during this process, and obviously you're always supposed to be on contraceptive when you're on Roaccutane anyway. That's just the rules. So I was also prescribed Dianet because this was the pill that helped. So month 2, I started taking Dianet as well, and I did start taking steroids toward the end of the month, but I'll show you that when we get there. So today, month 2 on Roaccutane, struggles coming up. Month 2 was a struggle. I'm going to say this every month. Month 2 was a month 3 was a struggle. It was all a struggle the entire time. But yeah, month 2 was bad. It's where I got bad. It's where I got on steroids. I'm going to talk about it next, but here's some pictures for the beginning of month 2. Okay, so month 2, week 1. So this would be my 5th week on Roaccutane. I remember my skin got a little bit better at this point. I was feeling really positive after my dermatologist appointment. She sort of gave me the motivation to carry on. I was on 30 milligrams, so I knew I wasn't gonna, well, I was hoping I didn't have an extreme breakout this month. And I remember going into my 2nd month, my skin did calm down a little bit. I'm gonna drop some videos in now. Basically, this was my skin week 5. Okay guys, so at the end of week 5, I did have a couple more spots. Obviously I was feeling positive at the beginning of the week, but by the end of the week I did get a small breakout. I'm going to drop some pictures in now. This is my skin by the end of week 5. Week 6 for me on Roaccutane, the roller coaster begins. My skin got really bad this week, so all my positivity from week 5 was gone. I think this would be a running theme for me. My skin would get better and then it would get worse and then it would get better and then it would get worse. So this week it was a struggle for me. I did struggle. I had a big breakout, and this is the week I kind of thought, should I take the steroids that my derm had prescribed me or not? I was sort of looking around and seeing if this is something I should do, but week 6 was a struggle for me. This is what my skin was like. These are just pictures taken, videos. I guess you can just get a better idea of what I'm talking about rather than me sitting here with full face of makeup on telling you about it. This is what I looked like, and these are the pictures I took this week. Week 7. So week 7, I had my breakout continued. It didn't get any better, but it did get a lot worse. I remember in week 7, I was really down. I remember looking in the mirror and thinking, this is actually not going to go away. And I was slightly scared at this point because it only got worse, and I was still only on 30 milligrams, so I was freaking out. I'll drop some pictures in now. There was more on my face, it was moving, and I remember it really hurting. So this is the week that I actually started taking my steroids that I was prescribed. I just decided to do it because I thought, I can't go on like this. My face was starting to swell because of the pain and the cysts. So this is the week that I started my steroids. Guys, so week 8 I was slightly less inflamed. I'm not sure if that was the steroids kicking in after a week, I don't know, but I remember week 8 I was a little bit less inflamed, but my skin was still very red, and I remember my sort of spots grouping together, kind of like a small group. And I think they would just be red marks that I couldn't do anything with. I couldn't squeeze them, I couldn't do anything with them. They were just deep red marks under my skin. And I remember that in week 8 I was a little bit confused. I was thinking, what are these as well now? Great to add to the list of things I've got. So yeah, week 8 it did calm down a little bit and it did dry out slightly. It basically got a little bit better, I would say, than week 7, but it was still pretty bad at this point. I'll drop some pictures in now just for you to have a little look. Okay, by end of week 8, the better than week 7 attitude was gone because I did have another breakout at the end of week 8. So this was coming up to my next dermatologist appointment and I did break out. It was very, very painful and it was quite bad. I keep saying quite bad, it was bad the entire time. But week 8 it did get a little bit worse. Again, it was sort of spreading to up here rather than just down and across. It was kind of getting all over my face and my chest and my back did break out intensely. Really sorry, I haven't got many pictures of my chest and back because obviously I was walking around with these huge cysts on my face, so I didn't really care about them. I used to just wear clothes that covered my chest and back. It was hard in the summer, but I didn't have to show them, so I did find that a little bit easier, so I haven't got as much pictures. But yeah, this is my face week 8. So side effect wise, week 8, my skin was very flaky, very dry, my eyes were dry. My lips actually started cracking because they were so dry. I remember them cracking down the middle and they were bleeding. My lips were bruising at this point as well. And obviously my skin all over got very dry and very sensitive. So I would cut myself all the time. I would just walk something or with my pen or everything. My skin would just cut and bleed anyway for any reason, so I had to be very, very careful at this point because my skin was so paper sensitive. So that was week 8. Also at this point my eyes would get very blurry. I remember not being able to see out my right eye and emailed my dermatologist one day like, I can't see out my eye. What is going on? And I think it was just the dryness. It did go the next day. I don't think that's a side effect that you can't see, but maybe it is, I'm not sure. But it was only short term. I think it only stayed for 1 or 2 days, and obviously I was just on it with the drops because my eyes was probably it was at this point it was really, really bad. My eyes were so dry. So the day of my dermatologist appointment, I remember waking up and feeling very dry. My spots had kind of dried out a little bit, so it was better than the previous 2 weeks. Just one day, I swear it would change every single day. You just never knew what you were going to wake up to. I would wake up and run to the mirror and think, well, what is it doing today? And I remember it drying up at the time, so I was so glad that I had the pictures and videos to show my derm, because for some reason every time I went there it seemed to slightly get a teeny tiny bit better. But yeah, it did dry up slightly end of week 8, just before my dermatologist appointment. Okay guys, feelings, let's talk about feelings. Feeling section for month 2 was a struggle. I know I've talked about this in month 1, but month 2 really hit it hard for me. I was thinking, should I be doing this? What am I doing? Have I made the right choice? It's just getting worse and worse. There's no end in sight. It's getting just worse. So I did struggle month 2. I started to isolate myself from people. I started to cancel my plans. I know I was dating my boyfriend now at the time, and I was sort of cancel plans on him and avoid him because I didn't want him to see what I looked like. It was a struggle for me. I had a little bit of anxiety, I think, just to leave the house, but obviously I had to go to work, so I would do my best to cover it. But I did get questions from people. I remember one person asking me on the tube what was wrong with my skin. Like, people be rude, but this is just what it's like. And I remember feeling the need to explain myself to people, which now looking back I think, why did I do that? But you just don't know. I remember also feeling like I didn't have any patience for anyone. I'm quite a patient person, I think, and I remember being month 2 just not having patience for anyone. People would complain about small things like, oh, I've got sort of something wrong today, or I can't, and I would be like, bish, please come at me when you've got this on your face. But it's not the right way to be, I know, but month 2 I was angry. I don't know who I was angry at, but I was pretty angry, and I had no tolerance for pretty much anyone except my boyfriend at the time. God bless him. and thank you for his patience during this difficult period. But yeah, I was a struggle to be around month 2. I was very angry and very sad, and I did a lot of emotional eating. I was also on steroids at the time, so I was constantly hungry, which didn't help. So hungry, skin, everything just made me a delight basically to be around. So it wasn't fun. Month 2 was where my emotions did take a hit, and I was very angry and I was really sad a lot of the time, and I was starting to struggle mentally. I did feel really, really sad. You can tell from the videos I'm sort of a little bit down and a little bit, this is the way I was talking. I would send these videos to my father every day. He would text me, how's your skin, how are you feeling? And that is why I have most of them. But yeah, month 2 was a struggle for me. Yeah, my emotions definitely took a hit. Okay guys, just a quick one. What happened to my friend in month 2 was completely different to me, and I just want to explain quickly what happened to her. Her derm upped her to 60, and she just kept getting the dry hair, dry eyes, dry skin, and nothing else. No other side effects except exhaustion. So month 2 for her was amazing. Her skin just kept getting better and better, and yeah, she jumped to 60, which she stayed on for the rest of the 6 months. So some people have it much better than me. So if you're thinking about going on Roaccutane, do think about, you know, your possibilities. I'm probably one of the worst. Like I said, my derm said that I was the worst she's seen in her career. So don't judge it all on me. I'm worst case scenario. Okay guys, so that is the end of month 2 for me on Roaccutane. If you want to check out what happened to me month 3, then please subscribe, because month 3 will be coming out next week. And month 3 is where it hit even worse than month 2, so much more to look forward to. So if you want to check out my next video, it will be next week, and that will be month 3 on Roaccutane.